But I sat right next to Luke Combs the first time I auditioned.
No kidding.
Neither of us got on. Isn't that crazy?
See?
That's
Luke
what
Combs.
I'm saying.
Luke
That's what I'm saying.
Combs.
Sometimes
Come
you
on.
just got to keep knocking on that door, and eventually somebody opens it a crack, and you just
And you just. This is Up and Country on 93.7 The Bull. It's powered by V Livecast. I'm your host, Sue Bonzel. Let's get this show started. She is open for Jake Owen, Tanya Tucker, Sammy Kershaw, and Trace Adkins, just to name a few. And she happened to be on Team Blake on The Voice too. I am so excited. Angie K is here. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Today's moving day, so we just moved into our first home in Nashville. I'm really excited.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's a good day.
It is a good day, although your guitar's all packed up.
Our guitar's all packed up, so I don't have them today, but you're just going to have to listen to me, later on.
Exactly. You got to follow her. Make sure you follow her. Now, okay, so like I said, I did a little bit of stalking on you, and I had to find out lots of good nuggets. I found out you used to play on cruise ships. Is this where you started your musical career?
Yeah, you went way back. Yeah, I was 10 years ago. I was working at a salvage yard in Monroe, Georgia, which is like where your car goes once it gets totaled. It's really, really fancy. And yeah, I was doing that, and I just really wanted to play music full time. And so I remember I was biking to work one day, and my car had broken down, and I had this epitome of an idea. I was like, I got it. I'll go work on a cruise ship and play music. Then I won't have to pay bills and just like have the time of my life. And I go where anyone goes with a dream, to Google, and I eventually found someone to contact, and they called me, asked if I could be in Miami in 2 weeks. And I flew down there. My mom thought I was going to get like sold to some like crazy situation, but it was a real job. And I hopped on the ship, and I've been doing music ever since. I did that for about 3 years. And then I kind of cut my teeth, and then I started really touring, and then The Voice happened, and rest is history.
Man, that is so cool. I mean, what a great idea.
Yeah,
especially for,
right?
So you're young, you're like, hey, I'm going to go get on a cruise ship. I'm going to go play music and go see the world. So.
Oh, and it was fun, man. We had a good time. They've got crew bar at the bottom of the ship for just crew, and it was just, we partied every day.
Nice. I don't think I could do that for that extended period of time anymore. Back in the day, maybe. I don't know. That's funny. So you start on the cruise ships. You were born in El Salvador, is that correct? And then you were raised in Georgia.
Yeah, so I moved when I was about 12.
Okay.
So I can speak English and Spanish pretty easily, but yeah, it's interesting. After Despacito came out, everybody started asking me if I could translate my songs to Spanish. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. So it's been, I kind of keep more of an organic approach when I add Spanish in music. It's always something that feels like, oh, it needs to be said in Spanish because it sounds better that way.
Right.
So like one of the songs that I just put out called Laredo, it's a story about my great-grandparents actually on my mom's side. So that's like Texas, Colorado, and they were all very much in the Hispanic rodeo scene. And I wrote that song, and there were some flavors of, there's some Spanish lines in there and stuff, but that's actually from the history of those stories.
That is cool. Yeah. I love what a great talent to be able to bring that too. And it's like expanding your audience as well too. Because,
and bring country to places and extend an invitation to people that think they may not have been invited, But I think there's a lot, country isn't for everyone.
Right.
You can find country people everywhere.
Oh yeah. Totally. Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Even the places you think, oh, this isn't country.
Yeah.
Like, no, they're still there.
You can find them.
You can find them.
They're the ones with the Bud Light in the back.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Right. Okay. So of course we have to talk about The Voice. Now I watched your audition, I guess, on stage there, waiting for those chairs to turn around. And I'm watching this and I'm like, oh my God, are they going to turn around? Like you sang it felt like forever. It must have felt like an eternity for you singing. And I'm like, and then finally you got Blake and who else?
It was everyone but Christina, which is ironic because I really love Christina. But it was Blake, Adam, and Pharrell.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yes, so tell me about this whole thing. I mean, The Voice is so iconic, and of course, we all love Blake Shelton. He's so damn funny and so damn talented and
tall
and very tall. But yeah, I mean, kind of the behind the scenes from somebody who's been there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's so funny that you picked up on that, Sue, because like I felt like it was forever, but no one ever brings that up in interviews, and I'm always the one that's like, it was a long time. Because I think sometimes things happen, and then you're like, oh, and then she got on The Voice, and I was like, I feel like I almost didn't,
Right?
Actually, fun fact, the first time I auditioned for The Voice, I auditioned 5 times, by the way. So any of y'all at home listening, if you just didn't get into your school talent show, just do it again, over and over again until it works, because that worked for me.
That is great advice.
But I sat right next to Luke Combs the first time I auditioned.
No kidding.
Neither of us got on. Isn't that crazy?
See?
That's
Luke
what I'm
Combs.
saying.
Luke
That's what I'm
Combs.
saying. Sometimes
Come
you
on.
just got to keep knocking on that door, and eventually somebody opens it a crack, and you just
And you
bust it in.
just and then you just kick it in and you go, I'm here.
That's right. That's my whole career right there.
So what was it? What was it like working with Blake? Because you did get to work with him. You were on his team, and you got to actually be mentored by him.
No, what I like about him is he has such a natural essence about him that it doesn't feel like, there's no anxiousness to his like vibe. Like when he's focused on you, he's focused on you. Nice. And the extra time that he gave us and the attention he gave us versus the other coaches, it kind of inspired me to want to make it just so that I could give that feeling to somebody else on the way up. Cool. And he's a good guy. Like truly, when you meet him, you could tell he's just a good man. Yeah.
And he's funny.
Yeah.
I mean, he's damn funny. He's just
too
like
funny
a
for his
jokester
own
all the
good.
time. Like he's just joking all the time. I mean, not all the time, but I mean.
I remember the first time that I met him, we went back there. We were like all nervous because we've been amping up for this audition for like a year, right? So we get on, we're all just so pumped that we just made it through. And he's standing there and there's this awkwardness of like quietness where no one really knows what to say. We're like doing that weird awkward smile,
like, Hi, yes.
Yeah. And then he comes in, he's like, how y'all doing? And he's trying to loosen us up, obviously, but we cannot be loosened up. We're so stressed. So we're like, oh my God, it's Blake Shelton. And this guy, they wanted to take our picture, and this guy, his only job was to screw in this light or something so that we could do the picture. And it felt like it took him 15 minutes to do this. And we're all just standing there. We're kind of sweating a little bit. We have like pounds of makeup on from the show. And he just said, you had one effing job, man. And I just remember all the tension in the room just go away, and he just goes off like just one line after the other, and it was we were just rolling. And after that, we all bonded.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
What an incredible experience that was. And so then after that, you were essentially cut before the end of the season, and then where were you headed after that?
Yeah, it's funny. I get a lot of people congratulating me for winning The Voice, and I always just go with it.
And you go, sure, because
I don't want to disappoint you. Like
you're like hashtag winning, okay?
I'll take it. No, but because I was touring before The Voice, just at like more like smaller country bars all around the East Coast. As soon as I got off the show, I was able to call those same markets and say, I brought in 200 people to this bar. I just was on The Voice. Can I book this now? And people knew my name. And if you know bookers, like they want to kind of know you before they get you in. So I'd already played the area. I had references. And so I was able to scale the tour and like just meet everybody new that came into my life. And I think that's why one of some of the best advice I ever got in country music was, if you want to sell 10,000 records, shake 10,000 hands. And that has saved, it's the reason why I'm still doing music, because people, take some time to listen, send me a nice note. And I hope that I can give back to the people that have given me everything.
Nice. Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, so far you've done quite well. Now I know there's also a Disney connection.
Yeah.
We want to hear about the Disney connection.
That's what I'm saying. You just keep tapping on that door. Eventually random stuff happens. The guy that hired me on cruise ships, he ended up moving to Disney. I'm actually meeting one of the other producers that worked on that song right after this, actually. It's in town. But he's just a massively talented producer. His name's Roger Butterly. And he called me. He says, hey, would you mind coming in to sing a demo on a song I'm working on for the parks? And I've worked with him on a couple different park songs before. So I was like, yeah, sure. And but nothing at the scale of the big one. And so it was my one day off. I had been on tour for about a month, and I drove 6 hours to do this demo and sang it. And then he calls me 2 weeks later and he says, what would you do if I told you you're going to be the new fireworks soundtrack along with Jordan Fisher? And I just melted. I'm a Disney fan, like hardcore.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
How fun. So is your song still playing when they?
No, I think they just switched over. So it was a 4-year run, which is nuts. And they gave me free tickets to the park every time I went down. They gave me and my family VIP passes, so we didn't have to like stand in line. It was nuts. Nobody does it like Disney, man. Nobody.
Right? I can only imagine. Yeah. Oh man, that is so cool. All right, I got more stuff for you, and I've got actually a game I want to play with you as well. Okay. I mean, it's don't worry, it's easy.
I'm competitive, so I'm ready.
Game. Well, you're always winning with me. It's okay, you're always winning. So let's talk a little bit about some of your songs and your music. I was looking at some of these. So you have a song called "Real Talk," co-written by Thomas Rhett. Mm-hmm. So, girl, you got the connections.
Yeah, no, he's amazing. The thing about Nashville is like, if you're really putting out your best work, what you think is your best work, you'll always find people to help kind of level you up.
Nice.
You know, but you have to be doing your best. And that's why I always say new people that come to town, like, I feel like I didn't do my best for a while when I was in town. And then when I first started, like, you know what, I'm going to write a song, like 4 songs a week with the people that I want to write them with. And I wouldn't just, when we finish a song, I'd go back and I'd chisel away at it. And slowly but surely, those songs kind of got out into the city, and I ended up contacting one person to another. And then what's beautiful about Nashville is, like, you could have the biggest stars in the world, like Thomas Rhett.
Right.
If they see someone working and they, like agree with the level of talent they are, they'll come and help them, develop them a little more. And that's what, Thomas did. He let me have that song, and he let me record it with Jesse Frazier, his producer, which, who also was a co-writer on it. And me and Jesse, I've really looked up to him for a long time. So it was a dream to work with him too. But yeah, that was a dream combo.
I love this. I think this is so cool. Now, of course, you got the Thomas Rhett connection, and now you got the Jake Owen connection.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, open for Jake Owen, and now you kind of said that Jake's was a little bit of a mentor for you as well.
Yeah.
Tell me about, like, you guys working together.
Yeah. So Jake, he kind of him and his team discovered me. Gosh, I want to say a few years after The Voice or so. And they were the ones that kind of convinced me to move to Nashville, that really, they were the first people in this town to really take a chance on me and help me do things and introduce me to people. And they were actually the ones that introduced me to Jesse Frazier, which was a Thomas Rhett connection. And they've done so much for me and never asked for anything in return. Always just truly, that's what I'm saying. The community here is unlike any other genre. And it's real. It's so real. Like, you can't be an awful human being and win a CMA award. Like, too many
I know,
people know.
It's true.
There's too many bless your heart behind the scenes.
Yeah, right. Well, that's funny because it's true. I've interviewed a lot of artists, and I feel like every single person that I've interviewed, I'm like, I could just, like, hang out. Everybody's just, like, super cool, chill. They, having a good time. Love what they do. I just appreciate country music so much for that. But okay, so you got a new EP.
Yes.
And #1 music video on CMT.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that. So tell us about the EP. What you got going?
Yeah, well, it's got 5 songs on it. One of them is Country as Country Does. It's probably one of my favorite songs I've ever released. There's so much in it that you might not even get from first glance, but being from El Salvador and having kind of wild upbringing with my sisters, that song is how I found country, what I believe country to be. And, like, it's just pure fun. Like, I just wanted pure fun in the song. Everything I love about my genre, about my fans, about, what I do for a living is in that song. And I was out in the middle of nowhere, Nebraska. And I remember I sat down at a bar before a show, and I order a Budweiser. I go play my show. I go down to, it's just like a tiny little strip. I go back to the bar and I sit down. And before I finish sitting down, the bartender doesn't say a word, just puts a Budweiser and then walks away. And I'm just like, this is a small town. So I ended up talking to that guy for a while, met some people in town, and a farmer there decided, hey, I really like this song. I want to fund the music video.
Oh, nice.
And we went to town. I mean, they let me ride some combines. We got like we got a legit, like, Klaus Combine sponsorship for it just to light the stage. I was like, it's the most expensive lighting I've ever had. But it was just, we just messed around, and that music video is the one that went #1 on CMT for multiple weeks. And now I'm selling the album. I'm doing a pre-order for the physical album that I'll sign and send out.
Awesome.
And I think we're already at like 500 or so sold.
Okay.
So, which is crazy, because if we get another 100 or so, I think we'll debut like #1 on Billboard, which is crazy because we're independent. So it's, as I said, country fans are the best in the world, man.
They are.
They just want to see each other win.
The EP, pre-order now.
That's right.
Where do they go?
Just go officialangiek.com. Super easy.
Super easy.
Angie K.
Pre-order now. We're going to get you to that level. That, whatever we can do, whatever I can do, I'm happy to help. So
thank you.
Do it now. We're going to play a little game. You've heard of the game Truth or Dare?
Yeah.
Okay, this is not Truth or Dare. This is Truth or Truth.
You've heard of this?
Because I'm not going to make you stand on your head or shotgun a beer or anything like that. I mean, not that wouldn't be fun, but
yeah, I'd be up for it. Okay, right. So I just go ahead.
Pick a question. You get to pick it.
Have you ever lied to get out of a bad date? If so, what was the lie? I haven't lied to get out of a bad date, but when I first started playing music, I did something called couch surfing, like right off the cruise ship, which is you basically crash on people's couches thanks to a website that has everybody's info there. And I honestly still am really good friends with a lot of people that I did that with. But there was one guy who was a nudist. but he was really nice about it. Like I didn't get weird vibes from him.
Seriously?
I know, honestly, yeah. He tells me, I'm sorry, Mom, if you're listening, but he tells me very nicely. He's like, hey, I'm wearing clothes now, but I just want you to know, I don't want you to be uncomfortable or anything, but I prefer to be in the nude. And I sat there, I took it in, and I said, oh, thank you so much for telling me. Then I waited about an hour or two, and I said, you know what, my friend's in town. I'm gonna go hang out with her, and then I just come back. But that's the only time. I'm not a big liar, but in that situation, I was like,
I would say that was probably a warranted, fib for sure. I like that he's like qualifying. I'm wearing clothes now.
Yeah. No, he was very, very straightforward. Just letting me know.
All right. You get another one. We're going to do 3. Right. I won't put you through too much torture, but this is how we get the good stories.
What is the scariest thing you've ever done? Oh boy. I was, who Allie Colleen is? Mm-mm. She's a great writer in town. You'd like her. But she's a little bit of a badass. She always wants to do I'm not scared of anything kind of chick.
Oh boy.
And when we're together, I'm like, well, I want to do it too, And we were just played a show out in Gatlinburg, and they had this thing called the slingshot. Uh-oh. And it was like, it puts you up in the air and it drops you and it swings, but it's terrifying. And so I go up there with another girl and we go down and we come back up, and it was terrifying. Then she goes up and I think she's messing with me because they kind of messed with me right before it went up. Like, oh no, your seatbelt's on, and then drop you. It actually broke.
Are you
kind of as they let her go, and she was down here, and it broke.
Oh,
and so
my God!
Knowing that it broke the time after I used it with somebody I knew on it, I think that was the most recent scary thing that happened to me for sure.
And would you ever do it again?
After seeing it break down, I got too much country music to write.
Right? Exactly. I got stuff to do, man. That would be scary. I wouldn't go on it in the first place. But I'm too much of a chicken.
I don't know. You're around the right friends. It doesn't matter what you want to do anymore. They'll get you.
A couple drinks in, and it sounds like a good idea.
Want to ride a bull? Let's do it. What's the one thing you'd never do for all the money in the world?
Stay at a nudist on the couch.
Yeah. I don't know if they paid me enough. I mean, if I just had to look away, I could do that. For all the money in the world, I probably would not. I feel like, especially having come from California, there's a lot of need to look a certain way and feel a certain way. Right. And recently this is such a kind of a deeper conversation, but a friend of mine asked me, or that's in the industry, how I feel about my teeth, which is just a random thing. Mm-hmm. But she was just talking about, having the, what is it called? Veneers done.
Veneers? Yeah.
And I thought about it now, and she was like, it makes a huge difference. And she wasn't saying it in any way to be mean, but I started thinking, and I was like, I kind of have to draw a line in the sand because I like the way I look, and I don't want my sisters who have the same teeth as I do to ever think that they're not gorgeous either. So I feel like that was a moment for me to decide, because as I'm getting older, I just turned 30, so I think that's when you start to think about those kind of things. And I was just I think I want to be really careful about that kind of world. And I think for all the money in the world, if somebody said you could be a movie star if you changed your face, I think I'm good. Yeah. And I think that it took me a second to get there, but like I said, you surround yourself with the right people, I think you make better decisions. And
absolutely.
And that felt right to me, but a little bit of a deeper answer, but
I like that because I like that too, because that also shows other people who are looking up to you, even, younger girls. Cause women in general, we get that all the time. It's you're not skinny enough. You're not this and that. If you didn't get it, it's a this and a that. And it's a, one more thing. And it, and I think that's a great message for younger girls to say, you know what, you're perfect exactly the way you are.
Yeah. Or just whatever you want to do. I think the message I want to send is you can go and get all this work done, but you can also be super successful without it. And I prefer to be the exception to that rule, so.
Girl, you don't need a thing. Are you kidding me?
Thank you very much.
This girl. All right. I want to thank you so much for being our second guest in the new studio here in Nashville. And you're absolutely invited to come back anytime. Would love to have you back. I'm excited for your success. And it's going to be fun to watch you and see. So make sure you go and pre-order her new EP.
OfficialAngieK.com.
There it is.
Yeah, and you can find me on @OfficialAngieK on Instagram or TikTok and all that. And I check my DMs a lot, so I'm easy to reach out to. If you're like, oh my God, I'm going to see you in Chicago, let me know. If I don't know a lot of people in Chicago, I'll come out and have a beer with you before the show. I love meeting my people. So
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for watching Up and Country, bringing you more and more new artists here in Nashville. So thanks a lot, Angie.
Thanks, Up and Country.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in to Up and Country, where we have new episodes every Tuesday. And be sure to visit upncountry.com for all of the episodes and information about our VIP club, where you're going to get exclusive backstage access. And if you're on Instagram or TikTok, make sure to follow me, Sue Bonzel. I'll see you next week.
There are certain people that when they hit you up, you gotta try